Okay, you guys, I'm back. I don't know why I lost you. I mean, I should have. Come on back, you guys. Hello. Okay, I see some of you coming back. I know, I don't know what happened here. Darn. I don't usually have issues with my internet, so I'm glad you guys are all back. Some of you are. Okay, so we'll talk about your cabinets. I'm going to go ahead and get busy and get this done for you guys. So I just want to heat this up to make it bendable. And that's why it's called Would You Bend? It's a wood composite. It has magic ingredients, and by heating it up, it makes it bendable and pliable. And that way I can make it conform to my door perfectly. And I'm going to pull you guys in, so hopefully you can see this. Okay, so this, can you see me moving that? It's because I heated it up. Everything else on here is really flush. That's the only place that wasn't. So I am going to apply the wood glue. And for me, I'm just gonna pour some on here. This is the way I usually do it. Not a crazy amount. I can always add more. And then I'm going to use my finger just to move it around. But it's important to get it on all of these edges. So it's kind of like buttering your toast. And you don't want to have gobs of it. You don't want it like running off, because then that just means you have stuff you have to wipe down and clean up. But you do want to have enough. I'm going to put just a skosh more, not too much. And you guys, right now I have some really pretty angel wings in stock, big ones, small ones. I have some small crowns. I have some beautiful berry trim that would be really pretty. So some nice stuff in stock that would work really good on Christmas projects. Okay, so I know you guys are, I want you to be able to see, but I need to be able to get this on here perfectly in the middle. And straight. And I can take, now that I have it on there, I can take this heat gun, because that piece up there is still wanting to lift. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see if I can get you closer. It's wanting to lift, but by heating this, I can make it stay down. I don't know if Sunny has this in stock, but there's like this fish. I don't know why I love this fish so much, but he's like grungy and has all the wheels and gears and stuff on him. He's really cool, and I have a bunch of them, and I have some wooden boxes that I bought last year for a class, and I would really like to do a class on that box and the fish. So hopefully it looks straight. Hopefully it is, because I'm not going to move it. But with all that detail on there, I can go back with gilding waxes and the Posh pigments. There's some really pretty metallics, and I may just do that for next week's video so you guys can see it. And this is getting really, I mean, it's hot, but by pressing, I don't know if you can see, but it's adhering so well that it's oozing out just a little bit of the glue. I didn't get too much of the glue on. I think I got just the right amount, but I am pressing very firmly on here to make sure that this has good adhesion and that it's formed perfectly flat to the door. I guarantee you, this tool is hot enough. I mean, and you guys should put one of these on your Christmas wish list. I have to say, you guys, I don't live on a main thoroughfare. But at this time of day out here, it's like a racetrack. It's like crazy out here. I can't believe how much traffic there is. And they all drive like lunatics. Okay, so that's that. We're just gonna, I did bring out some painter's tape in case it needed a little extra. But it's not sliding, it's not moving. I think we've got really good adhesion, so I'm just gonna let it go. Put the cap back on my glue. And let's get some painting done here. So I'm gonna use my little screwdriver to pop this lid. And I've already stirred this up really well. That's something else I wanted to tell you guys, because it was a bit of a shock to me. I had a moment of panic because when I opened up, this is my sample spoon. When I opened up my can of paint, it was the, thanks, Sunny. Thanks, Mary. Oh, good. Thank you. Do you have that in stock if I need to order more? Because I do have, I think I have 3 or 4 of them, but just in case, because I think it's a beautiful piece. Anyway, when I opened up my can, and of course you always have to stir, whether it's Dixie Belle or Wise Owl, you always have to stir. And when I opened it up, the color on the surface was antebellum blue, and I was like, oh no, now what am I gonna do? I don't want my door antebellum blue. I mean, I love that, but that is not gonna go with my house colors. So I got my I got to open this a little bit, and I can guarantee you my pup is right there, but I have to paint to the edge. But anyway, once I stirred it up and brought all of the ingredients from the bottom up, then it was the perfect color. And so I'm using my Dixie Belle Mini, and I also used for around the window trim, I used my Dixie Belle Flat Small. And I'm just painting on one smooth coat. It will level out. And I know this is broadcasting to Birds of a Feather, and if you're asking questions, I'm so sorry, I can't see your questions or even acknowledge that you're watching, but Mary can, and I'm sure Michelle, I'm sorry, will get back and answer your questions. And if you're watching, thank you so much. And the same thing with the Would You Bend people off of Sunny's site. When we cross post these, it's really wonderful. No. But it's a problem that we can't see questions and answer them. Oh, thanks, Melissa. You know I'm a green girl. Did you get on here soon enough, Melissa, to see the pretty Would You Bend that I just added to it? I think that's going to be gorgeous, especially when I paint it up with the Posh pigments. Okay, so I had to open my door here because, you know, like a ½ an inch of it is going to be on the inside here, and I need it to dry so I can close it. And my little friend that you guys were all inquiring about, his nose is right there. He's just looking up at me. But I want to get this on so that I can close this door. He's like, that's not nice. I'll bring him out at the end, because if I bring him out now and then set him back down, he'll be confused. And you get pretty good coverage the first coat, but not complete. Just know you will need to go back and put a second coat on. And I'm going to go ahead and paint up to the edge. I'm going to let a couple of spots there have more time to dry because there's a couple of spots where the glue. In fact, I do have paper towels. I can wipe that back. And I had a dish of water just in case I needed something. The wood glue isn't going to hurt anything, but if it's still wet, I don't want it mixing in with my paint. So I'd rather just wipe it back. You guys, I actually bought this house because it had a front porch. There aren't many houses in Arizona that have front porches, and when I saw this house and the big front porch that goes across the front of it, it was like, okay, I don't even care what the inside looks like. That's the house I want. Fortunately, the inside was great too. Although this house was in really bad shape. I bought it in foreclosure back in the, after the housing crash. But I love this house. I love decorating the front porch. And I need to crack it again because I need to get into this area over here. So let me see if I stand this way. I just got to keep an eye that my little friend doesn't pay us all a visit. Ooh, I can feel nice cool air coming from inside. So I can't see your questions at the moment, but I will take a look in a minute. I know I've given you guys a lot of information. So I was anxious to get this done because I want to get my fall and Halloween decorations out. And I didn't want to start decorating the porch until I had this door painted. But I also wanted you to be aware that your paint isn't only for painting furniture, but you can use it for doors and windows, kitchens, this particular paint, anything that you would appreciate it being cured in 1 hour, this would be the perfect paint. Now it is different, it's alike and it's different from the silk paint. The Dixie Belle silk paint, like I said, takes 30 days to cure. But that paint has the primer in it and has the primer in it, the paint color in it, and the top coat. And it gets the job done in 2 coats. So like the question earlier, would this be good for kitchen cabinets? Yes, it would. But honestly, I would use the silk because it's going to save you a lot of steps, a lot of coats of paint, because it has the primer already built into it and the top coat. Now this has the top coat in it also, but I did have to prime first. And I'm getting these areas here first because I want to be able to close this door when we're done. Now, I know my coat looks blotchy and that I'm going a variety of different directions, but that's okay, because when I put on my last coat tomorrow, I will go one direction so it's all nice and even and neat. So don't worry. I'm going to go down this edge and then I can do down here. I just want to get the edges where it's going to be in the door jamb. To get down this edge too. I'm going to get my little stool. I know it doesn't look great now, you guys, with the primer and all the tape on it. But it's going to be gorgeous. Let's see. Move you guys back around. Just trying to scoot some stuff over here, you guys. Somebody actually told me a week or so ago, trying to give me some feedback on my lives, that I do too much moving around with the camera. And I'm like, I know. And I have different tripods, and let's see if I can move this down. Okay, I think that's good. And I know they were trying to actually be nice and give me constructive feedback, but you know what? If you aren't doing this, you don't have a clue how challenging it all is. And it's much easier if you can do what you're doing and have somebody else running the camera and reading the questions, and you could just continue on with the project. but I'm the creator and the cameraman and the commentator. Okay, get your little nose back. My little friend is right there. Right there. Let's see. You got good eyes if you can see his eyes. He does have really big eyes. He's going in and out the doggy door like a champion. Hasn't had any accidents, knock on wood, for a couple weeks now. Does not like it when I leave the house. Oh, hush. Okay. Let's give this some paint. This is such a pretty emblem. And I have so many choices of metallic colors to put on it. I don't know yet which ones I will use. Oops, that went right into my tile floor. Glad I spotted that. So tomorrow I will come out here and put the last coat on. And then when I get ready to do the emblem on here, I'll set up my camera and I'll do a video of it and then pop it on Facebook and YouTube for you guys to see what I did. And of course, I'll post finished pictures. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but in Ireland, back in the, I don't know if it was the late 1700s or the early 1800s, when Queen Victoria died. And Queen Victoria was not a very loved queen, especially by the Irish. And they were ordered during the mourning period to paint all their doorways black. And because she was not a beloved queen like Queen Elizabeth was, they rebelled. The Irish are known to rebel, and that's not being a slur because I have quite a bit of Irish blood myself. It's mostly Scottish, but quite a bit of Irish. And so instead of painting all their doors black like they were ordered to do, they painted all their doors bright, cheerful colors. And so that has been a tradition in Ireland now for a century. And it's one of the things that they're famous for is all their beautiful doors. And you can Google it and you'll see all the beautiful doorways. I did a post probably back in January on the Irish doors. They're beautiful, and when you're a tourist there, it's really fun to see how beautiful they are. And I wondered with Queen Elizabeth just passing if they would make a proclamation like that too, because you were supposed to, at that time, as a sign of mourning, paint your doors black for 1 year. I haven't heard of any discussion of it. I've kind of had my ear tuned to it, but I haven't heard any discussion. Okay, that pretty emblem, that pretty wood you bend, is gorgeous on here. And I'll take pictures when I get my porch all decorated for fall too. I love to decorate it for the holidays. It looks pretty nice all year long. It has a nice porch swing and a table and 2 chairs and a rug and some flowers. But it's fun to do it for the holidays, and I really wanted to get it done because I thought this green is going to look really nice with all of the fall colors and flowers and pumpkins and all of that. And it'll look really, this color will be gorgeous with all the Christmas decorations, so I just wanted to get it done, even if it is 101 degrees out here today. So let me finish this section right here, and then I'll see and answer any questions you guys have and give you a little peek of my friend down here. It'll be great to take all this tape off. And there'll probably be little spots here and there that need a little touch up. There always are. I'm sure Scruffy wonders why I sit around talking to myself. Now, just keep in mind when this dries, it will have a slight sheen to it because it has that enamel top coat in it. And let me also tell you, I skipped over this part and it's important. Before I primed it, I cleaned it really well with White Lightning. And then took the hose and hosed it off really well. And then I took a sanding block that was 100 grit sanding and I did a scuff sand over the whole piece. And then I took the hose and hosed it down and then took a microfiber cloth and dried the whole thing. So it did need some good prep before I started the process. And I did all of that yesterday before I put on the primer. So I told you guys about the primer, but the prep's just as important, sometimes more important, because people don't enjoy doing the prep, and they'll take every shortcut they can, and it's probably the most important step of the whole process. Not much fun, but it is important. And another important tip, you guys, with this paint is because it has that enamel top coat in it, you do need to get your brushes washed right away. Don't let them sit. And and you know how I say, you know, if you're not done with the project, you can just put your brushes in a Ziploc bag and stick them in the refrigerator. Don't do that either, because this will dry up in your brush and your brush will be ruined. And brushes are investments, so you don't want that to happen. Okay, so let me go back real quick and see what questions you guys have. And then I'll bring my little friend out here. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Molly Kelly. Okay, so let me go back and see. Okay, so Mary says you made it back. Sunny made it back. Mickey made it back. Oh, Mary, a raised stencil on your front door would be awesome. That would be really, really fun. I have, I think, 6 steps. It goes 3 steps and then there's like a 5-foot section of walkway and then 3 more steps coming up to the front porch from the sidewalk. And I'm going to, I have a big mandala stencil, I mean big. And I'm gonna start down on the lower steps and do that mandala hit and miss all the way up, coming up the steps, that little walk path, and then up here, leading right up to the front door. And I'd like to get that done this fall too. And if I do, I'll share it with you guys, because I've actually had that mandala for almost 5 years now. But doing a stencil on your front door would be awesome. Hello, my friend Melissa. Thank you, Sunny. And thanks for posting the Would You Bin number, you guys. And I do have it in stock if you'd like to order it, and lots of other Would You Bin. Thanks, Mary. Oh, Sunny says she can also drop ship. So if all you're ordering is the Would You Bend or Posh products, we can place the order and then she can drop ship it, place it with me, and then I'll do the order with her and then she'll drop ship it. So then you aren't waiting for it to get shipped to me. It'll just go directly to you. And she's got them in stock. Yeah, Melissa, I love this color. I'm really, especially now that it's starting to dry, and that's just one coat. Sorry, Mickey, I didn't realize I was out of camera range for a little bit. Hi, Diana. Sherry, no kidding. You painted your front doors in FoxTrot too. It's gorgeous, and I'm a green person. I love green. There's a lot of green in my house. Melissa, would you do that? Would you drive down here from Williams every Tuesday and read comments and run the camera for me? That would be great. And you know, I fixed up your room for you. We just have to cross our fingers it doesn't rain while you're here. But other than that, it would be great if you would do that for me. Oh, hi, Pockets. How are you? That's funny. That's an inside joke from the retreat. Hi, Gail. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. I think it's a pretty color, too. And Molly. Yep, green is a good color, and green should bring in the money, right? Okay, so let me get my little friend here. Oh, you're such a sweet boy. Come here. Come here. You were just laying there being such a good boy. Okay, you guys. This is Scruffy. This is Scruffy, my puppy. I named him Scruffy because we came up with lots of good names, but he's so scruffy. And his little tail, I have to show you, his little tail goes 100 miles an hour all the time. Say hello to the camera. You're on live TV. Say hello. Say I'm such a good boy and I'm so smart. Sometimes I'm too smart for my own good. Oh, there you go. So this is your camera debut. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Molly. He's so sweet. He's such good company. And I was so sad and heartbroken when I lost my other poodle that I'd had for 14 plus years. And I was just sad and depressed and just was mourning him. And then I decided one day, because I kept seeing all of these rescue dogs on Facebook that needed good homes, and so I started looking, and it's not as easy to adopt as what you might think, which is a good thing because they're really picky. But my next door neighbor is she's a sergeant on the Surprise Police Department. And she has some connections, and there's actually a rescue center in Surprise, and the police department is part of that operation. And when they see stray dogs or animals, period, out on the streets, they rescue them and take them to that rescue center, and they're held there. They get scanned for chips, and then they're held there for a couple of weeks for people who have lost their animals to have a chance to relocate them, and then after that they put them up for adoption. And she found she had a girlfriend that was part of another rescue that had Scruffy, and so she called me and sent me a picture, and I said, oh yeah, he's super cute. So we went the next morning. We were there super early, and I saw him and I said, yep, he's a cutie. I'm taking him home. And the really crazy thing, you guys, is that I had Bogey for 14 years, and he had some really sweet mannerisms and habits. I'm letting all my cool air out. And it's really crazy because he does too. He has those same characteristics. He does some of the same things that Bogey did. And sometimes I'm just like, were you reincarnated in this scruffy little body? But he's a good puppy. I love him to pieces. And we're lucky to find each other, because if you don't already know, he had a companion dog, and they lived in an apartment. That's why he wasn't housebroken. Apparently, I'm just guessing that he did his business on a puppy pad, because he didn't know he had to go outside to go potty. And so when I got him, I had to housebreak him. And I don't think I've had to do that in like 30 years. And they were just abandoned in that apartment. The people, I don't know what the story was, so I'm not judging. I don't know if it was an elderly couple, maybe it was, and they ended up in the hospital or whatever. But when they vacated the apartment, they left the 2 dogs behind. And I don't know how they got, I don't know if they were crying. I don't know how long it was before they got rescued, but he does have abandonment issues. He does not like it when I leave at all. Thanks, Mary. Melissa, you're right. Melissa knows. I sobbed and sobbed and sobbed and sobbed on the phone with Melissa. So you guys, we went just a little bit over the hour. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming back when my internet went down. It hasn't done that in over a year. So thanks for coming back. And the next time you see this door, it's going to be all done. I'll be working on it again tomorrow. So you guys have a great night, and thanks so much.